exit out real quick. I gotta go message my folks and let them know I'm starting.
Um, yeah. When
So I'm gonna close
Eli,
after. Oh, hold on 1 second. Can you still hear me?
yeah.
All right, bet.
If you ever need to mute your mic, click the microphone.
I got you.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, I'm good.
All right.
We just had a little wedding up in here earlier today. Oh shoot, I'm trying to get back right. We've been sipping all day.
You're sipping all day.
Yeah, yeah. I had some 1800 coconut. I like that.
Yeah,
Cool.
that used to be my drink.
Yeah, for
Tequila,
sure. Put a
I
little
would buy.
Pepsi in there.
Yeah,
Good. Yeah. Dr. Pepper song.
what's up? Every Friday night.
Man, it's the
Sometime.
first time in a couple weeks. She was in Halloween.
Hmm. I'm gonna give people, like I said, a little time to get here. So let me play this. I can
Yeah,
play.
I added some people in and let them know.
Okay.
And I ain't 1,000% sure they gonna come, but at least I let them know.
Let me know if there's any sound issues.
No, everything good right now. Everything's straight. Everything's straight.
No, the world's no place to breathe. You've been dropped into the wild. You're here now, and the clock is winding down. Let me show you how to work your way through the crowd. It's so mysterious hustle. You got to figure out this hustle to overcome the place where you come from. It's so mysterious hustle. You were born in the middle of a puzzle, just a step from a fire through. The world's a blur of twisted limbs. Why the hurry with so much in front of him? See the old man, he makes no such attempt. He creeps slowly, chasing the morning wind. A flight too
Sick as shit.
entertaining lies and small print where you find yourself what was revealed.
Oh, give me 1 second, all right? Be right back.
Just in case your life is in the hands of
Good evening. Thanks for joining me for this conversation with RJ. This is a young man, 24 years old, that I met on social media networking, and he said that he had a story to tell, and I was intrigued because, um, hey, like YouTube on Live, thank you for stopping by, and I um was intrigued. I'm because I don't. This was really impromptu, but I really want to jump on the opportunity to interview this young man, and I liked his willingness to do such an impromptu interview. I don't feel like I have the best setup right now, BYU, but maybe next time. Okay, but not too many people talk like that. Like, okay, I have a story to tell. So yeah, I asked him to elaborate a little bit, and when he started talking, I could appreciate what he had to say, and I felt like it could benefit more people. Hey, RJ, we're live.
Yo,
So, um, you heard all that?
yeah. I got you. I got you. I'm sorry. They still getting calming down from the party, man. They had a wedding this morning, so it's still a little loud downstairs. But yeah, I
Okay,
heard it. I heard everything. I appreciate it though.
no problem. So,
Uh,
what would you like to add to your intro there? How would you like to introduce yourself?
uh, I mean, you touched up on everything that that I would say about myself. You know, a lot of the things that I've been through, and that I still struggle with today. You know, a lot of people would have used as excuses through life. Because
Hmm.
throughout your 20s and then you get to your 30s and 40s, they still talking about stuff in their 20s and early teens and late teens. But I see myself in a lot of situations that I go through. I'll go, excuse me, I go through them, and that'll be it. I learn from them, and I just keep it pushing. I try not to put myself in the same predicament more than once.
That's awesome. So, you, well, okay, in our private conversation, I asked you, what are your aspirations?
Hmm.
And I believe you told me that you're trying to get yourself in a position to start a family and
Yeah.
become, I don't think you said a minister, but working in the ministry. Is that right?
Yeah. Not as a minister, unless God, guides me in that direction. But as long as I have my hand in the church, and help people, in that field, that'll please me enough, and I feel like that I'll be doing my part, to the Lord.
Okay. Now, when we set this up, I immediately told you, I'm not a Christian,
Right.
but
Right.
I respect you being one.
Yeah.
And you said that you respect me not being one.
Right. 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 Yeah. 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 Of course. Because I know that we live in a day and age where everybody's different. You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
back in the day, that wouldn't have been acceptable.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like now, since things are changing so much, that it doesn't matter, what what you're different. What's your difference between my differences? You know what I mean? What you believe in, what I believe in. what you do that I don't do, you know what I mean? That's different. I mean, you got to accept somebody regardless. I mean, who am I to judge? Even if I was a millionaire, you know, and you was somebody on the streets or vice versa, that doesn't give you the right to judge somebody because what they believe in and what they don't believe in and what they do and what they don't do.
Now,
That's how I feel.
how did you come to that conclusion or state of mind? Because I don't think the church teaches that too well.
No, it don't. But what it does teach you, cause I'm not, I'm not, how can I put it? I'm not, I don't go based off of the church. I go based off of the word. Man, that just gave me chills right there. I be preaching, man, but I don't go based off of the church, cause your pastor can be saying some BS. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But you trust the Lord, the God in him or her. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
To give you the word that the Lord, you know, the way that he puts it, you know, the way that Jesus put it in the Bible. You know, you don't necessarily go off the person, you go off of his spirit. You know what I mean? That's all it is. But yeah, I just trust the word enough to give me direction, you could say, in a lot of the decisions that I make.
Okay. Um, do you believe in astrology?
Say it again.
Do you believe in astrology?
I mean, I really don't look into that kind of stuff. I don't even really know the differences between the zodiac signs. So I really
But
don't. I
you
hear
are
that a lot though.
a Taurus, right?
Yeah, I'm a Taurus. Yeah.
Okay. So you haven't looked into the signs to like even know what that means.
Um. No, not really. Not really. I mean, I screenshotted a picture not too long ago. I was like, dang, this kind of, this is exactly, excuse me, the type of person that I am. That's kind of
Mhm.
crazy.
Well,
But I mean,
that,
I don't really study it or nothing like that.
I'm not trying to push anything on you. Like I said, I fully respect your beliefs, but
Hmm.
if you were to research like Taurus qualities and traits, you'd probably be surprised at how accurate it is.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, most definitely.
Um, I think that God created the universe, including the stars, which is what astrology is based off of. So, um, to me, it's intertwined. Now, I'm not an atheist. I'm not a
Right.
Christian. I don't
Okay.
believe in the what do you call it, Judeo.
The Christian ways, yeah.
Yeah, Jesus. But
Yep.
I do believe that there's a higher power. I don't know what to call it. Um, I just refer to it as the universe,
Okay.
and I do see structure, and I'm into astrology, and I studied my signs, and
Hmm.
they explain a lot about me, and I see it in other people when I find their signs and I research the sign. I mean, it just makes sense. It all adds up.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, I looked into mine. Like I said, I was just scrolling on Instagram and I went over to April and I seen what the Taurus sign was. I said, whoa, that's kind of crazy because this is describing exactly the type of person I am. You know, I
Mm-hmm.
love people, but I'm also anti at the same time. You know what I mean? Like I love you, but I just don't want to be around you that often.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of crazy.
I man, I'm the same way.
Hmm.
I really am. So I get it. Um, I'm very. I'm actually more sociable online. Let me put my phone on
Yeah, you
silent.
can say that. Yeah, that's fair.
Um, yeah. I'm more sociable online. Like I'm one of the people that actually uses social media for socializing. Like
Hmm.
some people, like I don't know what they're doing on social media, but yeah, I like meeting new people, and I take advantage of the opportunity to connect with people, and I like doing collabs like this.
Yeah, yeah,
The
yeah.
nature of
That's
my
pretty dope.
thank you is very is random. I'm sure you haven't even got a chance to get into my channel like that yet, but I can tell you that
Oh,
my content is all over the place, but I
yeah.
like to have meaningful conversations. I really enjoy that.
Mhm. And that's the beauty of your YouTube channel. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
not like YouTube says this is how you have to do your channel. You know what I mean? You do whatever your audience, would
Hmm.
like to see. Whatever you're comfortable doing. It's not about pleasing YouTube in a way. So you do whatever you really want to do. It's kind of crazy. As long as you stay in those guidelines, of course, but it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. You can do whatever you want to, basically.
Right. I love that. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't understand that. But
Hmm.
I believe in God, but these religions make things more complex than they need to be and make people divisive. I agree,
Hmm.
Black YouTube Unlocked. I agree. I think religion is responsible for a lot of wars and conflict. Um,
Hmm.
I feel religion keeps us separated. I agree, Goddess. Like I said, this religion is responsible for a lot of wars. I'm a history buff at times, and like I studied the Constantinople or Constantine Empire. I forget how you say it, but it was between the Muslims and the Catholics, I want to say.
Hmm.
And it's like it was a war that was half religious, half political, but religion to me shouldn't be involved in politics. How do you feel about that?
Um, hmm. I feel like politics, or to kind of piggyback on what you said, to go back a little bit. I feel like politics start a lot of wars myself, because of one side against another. And I just reposted something, and it had CNN News popped up. It said whites, African Americans, Hispanics, Asians, and others. I'm like, why are we? We're all one in the human race, and even if you want to speak on religion, we all one through Christ. So why are we split up like that? Because of the color of my skin, because of the family that I grew up with, that kind of thing. I feel like that's more of a war starter than a religion in a sense.
Mm.
Because we are put against each other,
Hmm.
regardless of how they try to make it.
Yeah. Well, um, when it comes to starting a family, you said you're trying to get yourself into a position.
Hmm.
You want to restate that?
Um, what I mean by in the position, I mean to where money is the last thing on my mind. You know, these days it's easier said than done because of the times that we living in now. But I'm trying to put myself in a position in my early to mid 20s to where my early to mid to late 30s and 40s and 50s, I don't have to be so focused on paying this bill and paying that bill. To where I can spend more time on my family and with my children, because I didn't spend a lot of time with my parents. My
Hmm.
mom got killed when I was 9, and my dad died when I was 11, going on 12. So that's not a lot of time. Considered um, compared to most other people. So I don't want to say. Yeah, I do want to say that. I can say that I'm gonna spend more time. As much time as I have, because I see my dad. Um,
Hmm.
so yeah, so I can say that. I just want to focus on that aspect as much as the money. So right now I don't want to focus on anything besides working and getting to a position where I can just spend time. Because I feel
So
like time
really,
is very
you're
valuable.
saying that you're not looking for a woman right now. You're trying to establish yourself.
Yeah, my uncle. Hopefully he's viewing this, or he viewed it, or is going to view it. But he was somebody that's always held my hand. As far as life goes, that's one person that's constantly in my corner. As long as I'm positive. But he used to say something like, as a man, you have to have a table, and you have to have plates and forks on that table. Now, the woman's responsibility is to bring that food to the table. But you have to have at least that table, that foundation. You know what I mean? She could say, "Oh, I know that we going out today. I might have got paid, but I know I'm not about to reach in my pocket and pay this bill. You know what I mean? Because that's just the type of man that he is. You know, he takes care of that type of responsibility. And if I have to, I will. But you know, that's the last thing on my mind. You know,
What do
so
you
at
think
least as
a
long as I
man?
have a foundation, I'm fine.
Okay. What do you think a man's position and what is a woman's position in a relationship? Do you think that a woman should be fully provided for? Do you think things should be 50-50? Do you think a man should lead? Do you think a woman should walk beside you? How do you feel about all that?
Um, I feel like it's 50-50, but it's not 50-50 the way that most people put it. You see what I'm saying? I think that it's my responsibility to be responsible, and it's my responsibility to. Damn, that's a good damn question, man. You must have wrote that down. Damn.
Oh, I have a list of questions.
Yeah, I feel like it's my responsibility to be responsible and be ready. You know, but it's her responsibility to hold up her part of the bargain. You know, because I'm not always gonna look the way that I look. I'm not always gonna be able to work as hard as I work. You know, but as long as you holding me up in a way that another woman shouldn't be able to, you know, I feel like it will be fine. But I think it's 50-50, but it's not 50-50 when it comes like to the financials and the and certain responsibilities, you know. I mean, if you see the other one, you know, needing help, of course, but as far as um hey babe, I ain't gonna lie to you. This is like the third month in a row, but I haven't had the rent. I need you to help me out. You know, what's going on? You're not getting hours. Let me know something. You know, because I just been paying rent after rent after rent. You know, and as a man, that kind of make you feel bad. You know,
So,
so
would you ever want a housewife?
my mom was a housewife, but uh, I want whatever want me.
I don't know. That's wait a minute.
I
I,
mean,
I've been there. I used to say that when I was probably your age, but that's not necessarily what's best for you. You know, whoever wants you, yeah, give them a chance, but I wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? That ain't
yeah,
the litmus test.
no, I mean not like that, but I mean like, how can I put this? Just want a teammate, you know. Like I'm real big into sports, you know. And not Michael, when LeBron and Dwayne Wade was playing together, it was a perfect team. You know what I mean? When Kobe and Shaq was together, it was a good team. You know, that's all. I'm just looking for a good teammate. You know,
Okay,
yeah, that's what I mean.
so that sounds like you would say beside, not behind.
No, not definitely not, because it gets to a situation to where you babying an adult and or you responsible for certain things that you just don't want to. You're not used to being responsible for.
Hmm.
Because I was looking for this type of woman, but since I take care of all the time, she done turned herself into this type of woman. And now I'm like, damn. And that'll kind of turn you off.
Hmm. Well, consistency is very important. Just as an older person, I'm 35, by the
Yeah.
way. I didn't know you young kids still try to establish yourself like that. It's like so many people like the
You
family
young
first
kid.
and then try to get their money, and that's hustling backwards.
Say it again.
I said most people, I mean, not most, but a lot of people, a lot of the young people start their families first, and
Oh
then
yeah.
start trying to work on their career and how
Hmm.
they're gonna get established and be stable, and that's hustling backwards.
Yeah. Yeah. You can say that. I mean, but everybody's situation different because I do have a son. I got a 3-year-old son. So you can say that as well. But um, I feel like it's all about how you handle yourself and handle your situation.
Well, that must have forced you to grow up then.
Uh,
Oh,
yeah, yeah, cause yeah, no, 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 yeah. Hold on one second.
okay.
Gee.
All right. Give him a little privacy. Yes, I am. um, but yeah, does anybody have any questions for him? Put them in the chat and I'll post them. Okay, he's back. I
Oh,
just
there you
wanted
go.
to
Okay, cool.
privacy.
Let her know it's a blessing to be this age. You feel me? Shit, no, for real. I
He's
remember I was
so good.
12 years old. That's the first time I got locked up. The judge said, "Boy, you ain't gonna make it till you 18." I got 18. I started crying. I said, "I remember that judge told me I was 12. I wasn't gonna make it to 18."
Why do they do that?
I
You
don't
know
know.
what? I don't like Takashi 69, but I remember him saying that his teachers told him what he wasn't gonna be. And
Yeah,
50 Cent said something about how what his teachers told him that he wasn't gonna be. Why are older people that's supposed to be in positions of leadership telling younger people what they not gonna do? That's sick. I can't
yeah,
imagine me saying that to somebody, to
yeah,
a child, because that's
mm-mm.
a child.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I was 12 years old. I was
That's
12 years old. My dad made me sit in that whole cell for 9 hours. I got down. He got me out. I had to go to court the next week in order to be reinstated to school. The judge said, "The way you going, you ain't gonna make it to 18." I'm telling him, "Well, shit, I'm 24 now. What's your excuse now?" Going on 25 next April.
so. Um, why, if you don't mind, in Houston, um, relocating to Atlanta? I'm assuming.
Yeah, yeah.
And what are the differences, the pros and cons of both?
Whew. You was born to do this, man. I ain't gonna even lie to you.
Well, thank you.
Man, those some good questions. Well, I mean, of course, my parents died, and I came down here to live with my family. My uncle and aunt down here, my dad's brother. Um, but some differences I could say about Atlanta from Houston is, in Atlanta, I had to grow up a lot faster than I wanted to. No lie, like it, I was exposed to a lot at a young age. Like when I jumped off the porch and my parents my folks let my hand go. You know, I was out here with the wolves. Like my uncle put me out at 17. You know, and I stayed out there in Stone Mountain off Central Drive, and
What?
everybody know that's
I'm from
Merc
Stone
Block.
Mountain.
You know, so
I got robbed over there.
huh?
I think I got robbed over there.
Nah, for real, man. Central
Now,
is hard, man.
from Redan or Stone Mountain High?
Stone Mountain.
Okay, not that central. Never mind.
Yeah, so yeah, I was exposed to a lot. Because I never really used guidance, if that makes a sense. If that makes so I never used the older people that were in my life. I used the experiences that I went through to to teach me to be the person who I wanted and who I didn't want to be. So when my uncle put me out, I didn't have nowhere to go. Like I don't have no more family down here in Georgia. So luckily I had a older brother who was down here at the time, and we got us a little spot together and moved to Central because we had to get something real quick. You know, 'cause I
Mm-hmm.
was living in a hotel, and it was grace of God that I got that hotel. Man, I told her, I said, "Look, I don't have nowhere to go," and she was like, "Well, you too young to book a hotel room," and I said, "I'll pay an extra $50 if I got to." So, long story short, um, I winded up moving in and we got a spot, and I started gang banging. You know, I was hanging out with the wrong crew, cause I mean, you know, that was the people that accepted me at the time. You know, I started gang banging and hanging out with them, and I was doing a lot of, like you said, robbing and shooting at folk, getting shot at. I got shot. I got stabbed. You know, got hit by a car. You know,
Mm.
a lot of stuff that um would make some people either fold or stay in that stay stagnant. But I
Now,
never, huh?
okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I never let that stuff like hold me back. I say, all right, I'm never gonna do that again. So
Hmm.
that's all.
Um, that's 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 deep, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
I was gonna ask you something, but never mind.
What you
I'm
mean?
just
I mean, you
glad.
can ask. I'm open to anything, man. We trying to build something here, man. If you open, we can do this every other week, man. I got stories. You know what I
I
mean?
think
I've been through a
trying
lot
to do this.
in Houston and Atlanta, so I can say Atlanta made me grow up faster than Houston. You know,
Hmm.
but Houston, I had a lot of fun growing up. Like they say, the hood was the hood, the ghetto was the ghetto. But I can go to auntie down the street, grandma around the corner, grandma across the street, auntie. You know what I mean? Like everybody was like a family back in the early 2000s.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like you could trust somebody. You can leave your door unlocked in the hood in Houston. Without somebody having to come in and rob you and trying to rape you or something. You didn't have to worry about that in the early 2000s. Like everybody was cool. Like in the hood, in the ghetto, like Third Ward, Houston, Texas. I'm from the southeast side of Houston. You know what I mean? Like the trap where Beyonce from, where George Floyd from. That's where I'm from. I was born and raised over there. So over there by Jack Yates High School and all that. And I
Mm.
moved to the south side over there, uh Yellowstone and South Park, Sunnyside, all that. I lived all in the south side of Houston. And then most recently when I got out the army, I moved to the north side of Houston, where the, richer people are. So I lived on both sides of the track when it comes down to Houston. But I can say Atlanta made me grow up a lot and introduced me to a lot of stuff and showed me who I wanted to be and who I didn't want to be. And I can also contribute that to the military as well. That the military showed me who I wanted to be and who I didn't want to be as well.
Mm. Um, I I want to preface this because you don't know me that well, but like I can be kind of blunt at times, but I don't mean any shade, and I don't mean harm. I
Yeah,
respect you, or else I wouldn't have you up here,
for
and
sure.
like to make assumptions. So I'm asking you a question. Please don't take offense,
Are you
but
good?
like just my perception of the military, especially
Mm-hmm.
for black people, is it's a um last resort for
Yeah,
people
yeah, yeah,
to make it
yeah,
out
yeah,
of the hood or
for
just
sure.
what I'm saying, get a
Yeah.
career that they can start immediately out of high school.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's benefits. It's not like they're passionate about the military. Now,
Nah,
what was your inspiration to join the military?
I had my son, and I ain't have nothing else. I had nowhere to go. I ain't want to work at Walmart. I got friends that I went to high school with, and they still in the same spot. They still working at Burger King. They still working at Walmart. You know what I mean? They still scraping by. And they still got the same mindset.
Hmm.
The military for me, I didn't go in until I was 20. You know, so I was already out of school. I graduated when I was 17. I was already out of school, and I was doing my thing. You know what I mean? I was in the streets. I ran the streets. Everything that I did was prior to the military. Everything I went through was prior to the military. Since I've been out, I haven't experienced any. Everything's been great. Because like I said, I'm not the type of person to go through something and then go through it again, and then go through it again. That's not me. I ain't about to ride that roller coaster too many times.
Mm.
So military was a last resort though. I had my son, and I knew that for me and him, I didn't want to, and his mother as well. I just didn't want to continue that cycle, of having nothing and being okay with it. You know.
Okay, I can appreciate that. Um, let's see, because this can go anyway. Um, like I say,
But your take was completely that's completely true. For young people, the military is a last resort. Your GPA not high enough, you can't get to school. Going to the military. You know what I
well, I'm
mean?
glad you didn't take offense.
So,
Yes.
yeah,
So,
no, for sure, because that was me. It was a last resort. I didn't have nothing else. I didn't have nothing else. I remember like it was yesterday. I haven't smoked weed in 4 years. I was smoking my last blunt. It was December 3rd, 2016. Sitting on my bed, and I just start crying. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
I was like, dog, this can't be my life, you know, because I was still gang banging. I was robbing people and shit like that. And I said, man, this can't be the rest of my life. I wasn't even raised up like this, you know. And God was like, go to the military. I said, military, what? And so happened a week after, my homeboy, he was like, hey, I'm going to take the ASVAB. I said, what the hell is the ASVAB? And he said, for the Army. I said, the Army? I don't want to go to no damn Army, you know. But long story short, I wound up going anyway. But it was completely a last resort. Like I had nothing else to shoot for. I'm just God blessed that I didn't have any felonies or anything like that. I never really had any run-ins with the police. Thank God,
Mm.
because the stuff I was doing, I would have been in jail to this day, prison.
Yeah.
So
Well, glad that you were
yeah,
able to turn that around. Um, so let's talk about the post that caught my attention. You were promoting a video you made about your depression. And anytime I see somebody speaking about their mental health, especially a black man,
mm,
especially a black woman, I take it very seriously because
yeah,
most people don't in the black community. And I asked you, did you still, because I don't check my Snapchat. That's where we met,
yeah,
often. And it was a couple weeks old. And I asked you, like, you good? And you were like, yeah. So that's how we started. But
hmm
you wanna, you like to talk about that because you said that you were able to overcome what you were going through.
yeah, yeah, most definitely. Yeah, yeah, it is a couple weeks old. Um, so I'm over it now. Um, but I made a whole video about it. So if y'all want to go check that out, y'all can. Um, that's my YouTube name, my ad name there. But yeah, it's. I feel like as a young man, especially who got some kind of sense, sometimes it hurts not to be in the position that you know you should be in. You know, and especially if it's your fault. And some of the choices that I've made has me kind of held back because I was kind of scared.
Mm.
But when it's late nights, you know, and you by yourself, you just sitting there thinking, like, damn, man, I wish I would have did this. I wish I would have did that. And sometimes that'll kind of get to you, and it'll bring you into this stage of depression. And I sense it because I no longer reach out to people who I talk to every day, like my friends and my little sister and my uncle. I talk to them every day or every other day, and then
Mm.
I see myself and say, dang, I ain't talked to them in a week or two, and I know that's my fault because I I reach out to them and they, of course, answer and talk to me and stuff like that. But if I see myself distancing from people, because I'm a people person, like I said, but sometimes I can get to where I want to be by myself. Um, but during those times where I want to be by myself is because ultimately I'm depressed about something, you know. Not necessarily my parents because I got over that like when I was 21. It took me 21. It took me about 10 years to get over both of my parents' death, 10 to 15 years. Um, so I'm not tripping on that, but it's just sometimes I feel like I worked hard to get to where I'm at, and I can get kind of stagnant, you know, and
Mhm.
I don't want to get like that, and that'll also bring me into a stage of depression to where I'm like, damn, I know I can do better. What can I do? And then I see myself rambling, and then my mind always racing, and then I'm just sad as hell. I don't want to be bothered, or I'm angry as hell, and I don't want to be bothered.
Well, what motivates you the most?
Um, my sister and my uncle, and not one to fail. My uncle, for the simple fact that when I do good, or when I make, when I let him know what I got going on, it's positive. He's just as happy as I am, and I feel it in my heart. My heart
Mm.
warms up when I tell him, say, "Hey, I just got this new job." Oh, for real? Tell me about it. And he's just as happy as I am. And my little sister, she's in college to be a lawyer, and I let her know what I got going on, and she said, "Man, you every based on everything you overcame, I don't see how you still positive. You know what I mean? And I just say it's the grace of God. And I just don't want to fail. Like I failed before. You know, like I said, when I was gangbanging shit, my life was trash. And I felt it every day. You know. Um I didn't care if I lived or died. I didn't care if I killed somebody or not. You know, I just didn't care about life, period.
Do
You
you
know,
think your
so
fellow gang members were enjoying it?
huh?
Do you think your fellow gang members were enjoying it? Like, I'm trying to see, why do people glorify it? Because you're telling me it was a miserable experience.
No, I mean, yeah, it was miserable because I know I'm better, you know?
Okay.
Like if you consider yourself a gangster and all that, I never really seen myself as that person. I just did it because my friends was one of my friends who from high school, he was, doing it. And he embraced me and I seen him as a brother. So I was like, you know what, he wouldn't leave me in harm's way. But before I knew it, I was shooting guns and taking pictures with guns like it wasn't nothing, every day. I'm
Hmm.
rocking around with two guns on me every day, So it was cool with me. But I mean, if you see, I got it like tattooed on me. Like my tattoos are like symbols of the things that I did when I was gang bang. People just say, oh, it's just stars and roses. I mean, but it's a lot deeper meaning to my tattoos than that, you know.
Mm. Well, yeah, I think tattoos should have meaning. Something's gonna be on your body permanently.
Yeah.
Um, how do you feel about this election drama?
I feel like we fucked either way. I ain't gonna lie to you. I mean, me myself personally, I didn't vote. Um, Not this time at least. Because I just didn't see a way out. You know,
Hmm.
I feel like I'm my only hope when it comes to making my life better. I don't see a president or a vice president or a secretary of state, nothing like that, helping me out of my situation. Like I told my brother, I was like, yo, these dudes that we voting for and these people that we, looking up to when it comes down to, political standpoints and views, most of them haven't had to sleep on the floor. Most of them haven't had to sleep in the car. Most of them haven't had negative bank accounts, from not having no money coming in, you know.
Mm.
So me voting for you is, you know, you can't relate to me, So I mean, I feel like Barack was the closest thing to somebody, but the only reason why you could say that is because he was black, but he wasn't even fully black. You feel me? So I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like I said, we fucked either way. I feel like Trump put us in a little bit of a bad position, especially because when he first got in, he was tripping out. I was in the army when he first got elected, and we were at the border at the airport, because he was telling people that they couldn't come back to the United States. I
Hmm.
mean, these are people who I grew up with, friends that I have from out of state, from in state, that went out of state or to visit their parents or stuff like, or even people that were here at their homes, they were getting thrown out. So I feel like he messed it up, but I don't think it's gonna get any better regardless.
Hey, Nicole. Um, thanks for joining us. Yeah, that's real. Um, and you actually just proved a statement that another content creator, shout out to Sunshine, her channel, Nosy Hole Live. She covered the election results, and she's around the same age as me. She's 36, so millennials. We're Gen Z. And she was saying, because you had millennials and Gen Xers basically saying, we got to vote for the lesser evil. And she was saying, Gen Z is not having it. Y'all will not vote for somebody you don't believe in. You just won't vote. If you don't have a candidate that you can stand behind and believe in, y'all just not gonna vote.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like I said, my friends personally, a lot of them, a lot of them didn't vote for that reason. We all discussed it. Because our parents and our grandparents and our uncles and aunts and stuff like that, and the older sisters and brother siblings, they voted and they tried to pressure it onto us. Oh, you need to go vote for Biden. Why should I vote for Biden? You know what I mean? I don't know this man from Man in the Moon. Then I got to looking at his pictures and I was like, I wonder how many days he had to stand with his mom, in the food stamp line because the card didn't get uploaded this month. You know what I mean? I wonder how many days of school he had to miss because he couldn't wash his clothes this weekend because they didn't have money. How many days he had to sleep on the floor because you don't have a bed. You barely moved into the apartment. Now you gotta wait a couple months just to have a couple extra dollars. So I didn't see anybody, um, not even what's the dude named Warnick. They were saying vote for him. I mean, yeah, he a pastor. That's good, but I just didn't see it. I just didn't see anybody that I could relate to. So I just decided not to vote. And me and several of my friends, we felt the same way.
Mm. I was getting ready to ask you, how do your friends feel? And so that's a common mentality around your peers.
Yeah, definitely. We very woke. We know what's going on.
Okay.
But we not about to follow the masses. I don't hang with followers because I'm not a follower myself. None of my friends got a YouTube,
Hmm.
and they all support me doing my YouTube. But I said that to say I don't do things that's in style, that's in the wave. You know what I mean? I made my YouTube channel because I feel like I got a story to tell. I want to put games on there too, but that's when I'm a little bit more established. But right now, I just want to get my story up because I feel like I got a lot of things to talk about.
Well, what channels do you enjoy? I'm not a hater. You can, promote other people. Like, what channels do you like to watch on YouTube?
Um, uh, it's a lot, man. I've been following channels on YouTube for about 12 years now. Like I've been watching YouTube since I was 12 years old. You know what I'm saying? So I really can't put a direct dot on anybody in particular. Um, but there's some people in general, some celebrities that I appreciate their come up to the position that they're in now.
Mm.
But I can't really take YouTube because I honestly I support everybody. So if I like I clicked on your channel, when I clicked on your channel and I seen what you posted, I was like, hey, I can relate to this because I didn't have a good experience at Great Clips, and I only went once. Man, I went to get a temp, and my haircut looked just like this, and I haven't got a haircut in about 2 or 3 weeks. It looked just like this. I'm like, dog, you didn't do nothing to my head, you know.
I was
But
laughing so hard
yeah,
because that video had nothing to do with their haircuts.
oh, what was it about?
Somebody who allegedly worked at a Great Clips, not that one,
Hmm.
but actually a Great Clips in Texas.
Okay,
And I was just being petty, but
oh,
I
for sure, for
think
sure.
I may have gotten one haircut at Great Clips in my entire life.
Yeah, me too. And I said, nah. The only reason I did because I just got out the army and I just moved back to Texas, so I didn't really have a barber that I trusted. But best believe after that cut, I found me a barber.
Mhm. Yeah, I
Yeah,
got me one too.
yeah.
It's good to stay consistent with your barber because they actually learn your hair.
Oh, for sure, for sure. I don't even tell my barber what kind of hairstyle I want. I
Hmm.
just sit down in the chair. I said, "What's up with you?" He said, "Man, nothing much. You everything good?" I said, "Yeah, bro." Before I know it, I don't need the mirror. I don't even look at the mirror. Cause I already know he killed me every time. I trust him. He like a brother to me.
Yeah.
And even when I moved back to Texas, nobody know I'm moving back though. So we're gonna keep that on the hush. I got a barber out there named Said, and I trust him. So
Mm. Is this somebody you know?
yeah, that's my aunt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah, that's my aunt.
Um, I saw her saying that, but we have a lot of trolls, especially like the people.
She's a trolls.
Yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, I'm associated with uh a lot of ratchet people. YouTube
Yeah,
will come in here and just put stupid shit just for no
Yeah,
reason.
for sure.
So hopefully we don't. I mean, I haven't seen it yet. So far,
I
so
mean, the
good.
more people to marry, I mean, you know,
Mm. Yeah,
yeah,
I'm
we're
not
gonna
mad
have
at
people
you.
like that.
I just don't
As long as we on their mind, that's a good thing.
don't mess up the conversation with
Yeah, for sure.
But so who do you like to listen to? Like, tell me, because I don't like I said, I'm an old head. I don't listen to the new people. I
Yeah,
didn't know who King Von was. I'm gonna be honest with you. Didn't click
yeah,
on one video that had his name in it.
yeah.
I don't know these dudes. I don't know these little rappers and stuff. I don't mean to say little rappers. Who do
Mhm.
you like to listen
Um, well, when it comes to rap, if we talk about just rap, I listen to Lil Baby because I honestly can say that we watched him come up from Atlanta, in Atlanta, you know.
to?
So I can say I listen to Lil Baby a lot. But just another Texas rapper, Mo3 got killed yesterday, you know, and I listen to him for the simple fact that I understand the struggle that he had coming up in Texas, you know, because it's Texas isn't too different from Atlanta, you know, I mean from Georgia,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and Houston isn't too different from Atlanta, and Dallas isn't too different from Houston or Atlanta either. So I can understand his struggle a little bit better than a lot of these artists. So it kind of hurt me when I found out that he died, you know, because I'm like, damn, like it's just his music, like the stuff he was talking about, like coming up from where I come from and to be in the position I am now, I can't do nothing but thank God. Like he don't just rap about killing, you know, and doing gangster shit. So it just it kind of touched me. So I listen to Mo3. Um, I listen to Gucci because I watched him come up too, just for the simple fact that I grew up in Atlanta. I watched him come and go through everything that he went through to be in the position he is, you know, today. So that was kind of cool. Um,
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, my friend lives in Dallas, so she's very hip to Mo3, and
yeah,
he was feeling that hard as well.
yeah, he hit the city hard with that one. But I talked to my sister the day of, and she was like, "You know what comes with that lifestyle." And I said, "Yeah." She said, "Now you know personally, you know what comes with the lifestyle of, you know, being in the street. So you don't need to, you know, feel no type of way." I said, "Yeah, but I feel for his kids." And she was like, "Well, what, if how you thinking about his kids and he wasn't?" And what can I say? Because like I said, she in school to be a lawyer, so you know, she's smart. She got a
Hmm.
good head on her shoulder, so she make a lot of sense.
Hmm.
Because you might
Um.
see us saying, "Oh man, he had 3 kids. Damn, I feel for them kids." But he wasn't thinking about them kids. Because if he was, it's more than just paying for stuff and taking care of your kids and being there. You know what I mean? You gotta make sure that you're safe and you're being able to go home every night.
Hmm.
You know, so if you prevent yourself from doing that, I mean, you wouldn't think about your family from the go. You know.
Yeah. Um. I catch bits and pieces of interviews that like big names do, like 21 Savage.
Hmm.
Um. Also from East Atlanta. Um. And when I first heard his music, I wasn't too impressed, but when I saw him talking about like teaching kids about financial responsibility and things, I was blown away. And then I started to hear, some more of his music that I could appreciate, and he grew on me. I
Hmm.
can't tell you a lot of his music, but how do you feel about him?
Um, I feel like he, the reason why he is because of the position that he's in. Um, because I didn't hang out with him, but I hung out with the people that's around him.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? I went to alternative school with him, and you know we were just young hoodlums. You know what I mean? So I can imagine the type of person that he was, especially if he's their quote unquote leader. You know, so I just feel like he's the only reason why he's the person who he is today is because of the position that he's in. I feel like if he was still in the streets, he wouldn't be trying to preach that kind of stuff.
You don't think so?
Nah, nah, most definitely. Because when we around our homeboys, some of us, because I'm totally not this person, because my homeboys think the same way I think. That's why I kick it with them. We're scared to be who we really want to be. That's why I started gang banging. You know, another reason why, because my homeboys was gang banging. I didn't want to be the Christian boy on the block. I wanted to kick it like y'all. So we all can have something to talk about, laugh about when we come home, if we come home. You know, so I don't feel like he'd be preaching that kind of stuff.
Um, are there any female MCs that you can say that you appreciate out right now?
Young or old, or does it matter?
Um, I want you to focus on young, like Megan Thee Stallion, Mulatto, Light Skin Keisha, Doja Cat.
Um, I mean, I don't want to be biased and say Megan Thee Stallion because we from the same city, but
If you like her, you like her.
I don't really listen to women rappers. I listen to women R&B artists.
Okay,
You
is
know,
there a
and
reason?
when I say women R&B, I don't mean the younger generation. I mean the women that had something to really talk about, like the Erica Badu's, the Jill Scotts. You know what I mean? The Alicia Keys of the world. You know, those are the women that's blasting in my car or in my ear when I'm listening to music, when I listen to my R&B, because I feel like, well, for one, I grew up on those type of women. You know, my mama listened to them. But for two, I just like the way that they sound. It sound good. You know,
Hmm.
so I don't really listen to female rappers though.
Okay, and it's pretty much because they they're not talking about anything.
No, no, no. I can't say that. Hell no. Um, because a lot of them do sound the same. They do sound the same.
Okay,
Your City Girls, your Megan Thee Stallion, your Cardi B's, they all rapped about the same thing. You
mm,
know, but you can't say that about a Missy Elliott. You know what I mean? Because she wasn't rapping on how good her stuff was or how she could finesse you out your money. You know, she was just spitting bars. You know, so I can't I can't really say that I'll listen to a female rapper from this generation.
yeah. Well, I like Megan's flow, and it's mood music. It definitely is. But I have to agree, she doesn't. It's just not talking about anything much, you know. So I
Yeah,
have to agree. But when you compare her to what's out there, she just stands out.
yeah. She raps better than a lot of the women that's rapping, but they still have no message behind them.
Right.
You know, they can't get on the mic and do what a Biggie Smalls or a Tupac did. You know, they can't get behind the microphone or on the TV set or whatever, and and get to talking about a change.
Now let me
You
give.
know, even though they probably went through something,
Yeah,
but that's just not what the consumer wants to hear from a fine woman. You know what I mean?
that's what
Because
I was
if
getting.
I want to listen to a rapper who talks about coming up from something, I'm gonna listen to a Tupac or a Biggie Smalls. But if Megan Thee Stallion get on TV talking about, oh, I came up from sleeping in a car, or I went through this, then the third. A lot of people are not about to listen to her for that because she fine. They want to listen to, they want to be turned on by her music, and it's been like that since the beginning of time.
So when you see a beautiful woman, you get distracted.
Nah, hell no.
I'm not saying
You
you
got to be
personally,
more than
but
fine to distract me.
I'm not like saying you personally, but like
Oh,
in general in society, you think that they do that because people are they see a beautiful woman and they're not going to really be listening.
I mean, just look at the music videos. Every music video, a woman is halfway naked in all of her videos. Most of them. You know, in all their videos and all their shows, they barely got clothes on. And that's because we buy with our eyes. You know, if I see something that's entertaining to me, and for a man, entertaining is when you're looking at a woman is it's not about what she's saying, it's about how she looking. I mean, unfortunately, but these are
Well,
the facts.
have you ever listened to Janelle Monae?
I don't know what that is.
You never heard of Janelle Monae?
Uh-uh.
Okay, not surprised. Um, she's closer to my age, and she's been in the game for years.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and she's still not very mainstream. But I mean, she made Coachella a couple years back. You familiar with that? Coachella.
Yeah, I heard the Coachella
Yeah,
before.
she performed there. So she's, I mean, she's come up a lot, like
Yeah.
from performing at Clark Atlanta University where I saw her. But
Mm-hmm.
uh, she's not exactly a rapper. She's just a straight up artist.
Mm-hmm.
Sings for the most part. Something tells me she does a lot of writing, but because her sound is very unique, it incorporates rock um, along with hip hop and talks about something of substance. So I would encourage you to check her out, and I think
Yeah, for sure, most definitely.
um, she made a song called Django Jane that was, I mean, it was really like making waves. Like I said, it was talking about something. Um, she says, I mean, she's talking about black girl magic and her come up,
Mm-hmm.
the storytelling song. It doesn't even have a hook. That song goes hard.
Yeah,
Now,
that's definitely something I gotta put on my list.
but yeah, so we established that you don't you can't really get with the content of the rappers, and I can understand that the female rappers. But let's talk about the names. Now you are familiar with Mulatto, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And Light Skin Keisha.
Nah,
No?
nah.
Okay. Let me just tell you real quick. Light Skin Keisha is from Atlanta. She's really not light skinned. She's a red bone, but she said that she named herself that because she was so inspired by Keisha, the character from the movie Belly. And that's a dark skinned woman.
Mm-hmm.
And she's nowhere near her complexion. So she said, I'm gonna be the light skinned Keisha. That was the explanation I heard when she did an interview on DJ Small.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard that the explanation changes up. Now, mulatto is simply biracial, and I can't think of any other reason to use that name. Um, I believe I saw an interview where she explained her name just saying, "Yeah, I'm mixed, and mulatto is me, like taking the power." Because that's really a derogatory term, like in today's age. Um, but and a lot of people know how to feel about it. Like, what do you think about? You think that that's an appropriate stage name? Like, do you take offense to it? Do you know the history behind it?
Behind mulatto?
Yeah,
Nah.
mulatto. And you from Texas?
Yeah, I
Okay.
never heard.
Let me see. How do I explain it? It's just a term that was used in like back in the day. I want to say pre-Civil War era, um, to refer to mixed people. I like
Mm-hmm.
the white, half black,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, to some extent, there still is some type of segregation and different treatment, but it was a classification for people. that weren't fully black or fully white.
Okay.
Okay. I'm trying not to skip over comments, but I don't multitask well, y'all. So please don't like think it's any shade if I skip a comment. Um, you talking about Chica? Yeah, there's this female rapper that looks like Big Small Baby Chica. Now she is a lyricist. Her name is Chica. When I saw her, I was like, she's talented. She can flow, but why? Um, why? I mean, I'm not saying she shouldn't be celebrated or promoted, but it's just like I wonder why they chose her. What did they see in her? Because, like you say, they just like to pick pretty girls to put a machine behind, basically. But okay. Are you familiar with the comments or with the? No, I was going to ask you about Doja Cat, but let's skip that. How do you feel about Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lane's situation?
Um, I think that they had something stronger going on. I mean, even though they were denied it, of course, because they probably didn't want no ties to what comes with being in a relationship and being in, being celebrities in relationships. But I think they had something stronger going on because, yeah, you don't act like that towards somebody that don't mean nothing to you. Because you're a millionaire, you doing your thing, you basically own your city, both people. So you can have anybody that you want, you know. But when you with one specific person and they make you feel one way, that's the outcome. When you don't, that's the outcome. Shit.
What do you mean? Like,
Yeah.
can you explain? Like, are you saying that there are financial ties, or what's deeper?
No,
Deeper.
I think they were in a relationship, a
Okay,
sexual relationship
all right.
for
But
sure.
how did Megan end up injured? And um, she's saying at this point, Tory Lane caused her injuries, and he's saying he didn't.
No, I
What do you
think he did it.
think about it? Like,
I think he did it. But women like Megan, when they get in that position that she's in, they're very strong mentally, you know, and you got to be a strong mental man to deal with a woman like that and emotional as well. You got to be able to control your emotions, and I don't think he's dealt with a woman like that before. So yeah, I think he just lost the battle, and he didn't, and he refused to lose the war, and that's the outcome.
so you definitely think he's guilty?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay,
I believe her.
yeah,
Yeah, I believe her. 10 toes. A woman ain't gonna lie about no stuff like that.
yeah, I
I mean,
agree.
they will, but I don't think she's lying about nothing like that.
I
Shit.
just don't know how to make him innocent. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
everybody trying to make Megan guilty of something, but I don't see what. And then I don't see how he's innocent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah, her story changed up, but she explained why.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like I said, I think that they have more going on behind the scenes than we know. You know, and for somebody that you like, potentially love, you don't want them to be torn down. And
Hmm.
she's just like any other woman. She liked or potentially loved this man, and he let her down, and she just didn't want him to go down. But he kept talking himself into a hole. So this is what you get.
How do you feel about her first statement and her explanation? Did you hear it?
Which one about her shooting him by
Well,
accident or something?
first statement to the police, she said that it was glass or something. It was much later that she said, well, I actually just at I think at the hospital she said bullet, bullet, but what I'm getting at is she said what she said, to protect herself and the people she was with, including Tori. Um, Now, it comes off a lot as protecting Tori. Um,
Hmm.
and she said, I saved that nigga. I saved that nigga. You know, why? A lot of people ask, well, why are you? Why did you?
Um, well, like I just said, I feel like they had something going on, and she didn't want to see him hurt. Sorry, she didn't want to see him hurt and didn't want to bring him down because they're both in positions, um, to where a situation like this can hurt their career forever. And I just think that she cared about him too much to do that. But us as men, we don't see stuff like that until it's too late. And he just kept on talking, kept on talking, kept on talking. And now he's in the position that he is with her today.
Mhm. And he flat out said, in so many words, I wouldn't do it for you.
Yeah, most of us won't. Yeah,
Well,
most of us won't.
women, did you hear that?
Huh?
Like, I'm not a male basher. Like, I don't have anything against, you know, just
Hmm.
a good,
But when you're wrong regardless if you're a man or a woman.
yeah, wrong is wrong, right and right is right.
Of
But
course.
a man, it's not in a man's nature to do that.
Yeah. Yeah,
Men
he was wrong.
instinctively do that.
Yeah. She was, like I said, she was a little bit too strong for him, and he just couldn't handle it.
Mm.
He couldn't handle it. Yeah. You can't give a weak man a strong woman, because then
Mm.
she gonna become the man. And
Yeah.
a man's first thing is aggression. Because we feel like we have to. I'm physically stronger than this woman, so I have to beat her down for her mind to be beaten. But one thing that we don't realize is most women, you can't beat a woman mind. You can physically beat me, but my brain is always on. You know. And I
Mm.
was about to say something, but that's a whole nother conversation.
Go ahead.
It was about slavery. Like we were getting beat for so long, but our spirits and our minds just refused to let us be slaves. That's why we refused to be stuck in the same position. And they had to recreate the game to where it's politics and religion now.
Mm-hmm.
So you couldn't just put me on the field because we refused to do that anymore. We're just too strong for that mentally and spiritually. You can physically beat my body, but my mind and my spirit is not a slave. I'm not a slave. I'm a human just like you.
Mm. Well, you're impressing the, the ladies here.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. I ain't a fool now. And like I said, I've molded myself to the person I want to be with the help of a few people, and it's only a few, and that's crazy. It's like two or three people throughout my life. That's always been in my corner to where I know if I do wrong or if I slip up or if I mess up in life, it'll hurt them. You
Mm.
know. So yeah, I know what I want. I know right from wrong. So
Yeah.
a lot of people don't like to hold themselves accountable. We know what's going on. We just trying to act dumbfounded to it.
Yes. I mean, so many people will do anything but accept accountability.
Yeah, for
Mm.
sure.
What was your first impression of me?
Um, I mean, I don't know. I didn't really think nothing of it. I just thought of it as an opportunity for
Okay.
something greater. That's all. I didn't really think anything of you. I don't really know you personally.
Okay.
Hmm.
Just curious to see what you would say.
Yeah.
Because people think different things about me, it depends on who you ask around here, you'll get completely different responses.
Yeah, I don't like I told you, I don't judge people. I'm not judgmental. What you do is what you do. How you act is how you act. You're not paying my bills, I'm not paying yours. So, and even if you was, that still don't give me the right to treat you any different from the man next to me or the man next to you. So,
Right. I
but
agree.
I didn't really do my research. I was just like, hey, I got an interview at 9 o'clock. This is big, you know. You know, this is the biggest thing that's happened to me on YouTube since me creating my YouTube. So, I
I
just
like
seen it
that.
as an opportunity.
Yeah, you said this is my first interview of many.
Yeah, for sure.
That's
Yeah,
how you
most
manifest
definitely.
stuff.
Huh?
That's how you manifest. You speak it into existence.
Yeah. I think my story and my personality will can relate to a lot of young black people, young white people too. I mean, death doesn't have a race, a age, or a name on it. You know what I mean? So a white boy and a black boy can be going through the same thing that I went through at 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 years old. You know what I mean? But without me having a YouTube or having an opportunity to reach out to them, you know, they would think that that's just life. I mean, it is just life, but at the same time, you don't have to go through it alone. You know,
Mm-hmm.
in a lot of situations, I caught myself going through alone. So, like I said, I wasn't a fool to it. I go through what I'm going through, and I learn from my mistakes, and I learn from even when I'm doing good. So I say, okay, cool. If this worked this time, I know it's gonna work again. You know, so that's just simple thoughts. Like with my car, I rented a car. I had a Dodge, and I also had a Dodge Ram. I had two trucks. I had two cars, and I rented both of those. Well, not rent. I leased them,
Hmm.
and I don't have those cars anymore. Now I have a Chevy Impala, and I own it. It's mine. You see what I'm saying? So I didn't go out there and get another car. No, I bought a car that's cash. That's mine. You know that I don't have to go through having to pay somebody every month. You know. So yeah, I just learned from that situation, and I never go through it again. Whatever I get next is cash. My next car, I want to get an Audi A4 or Audi A7 cash. You know, I don't want it to be car notes. You know, I don't care about no credit and all that stuff. Paying for it, I want to pay it cash. I want it to be mine. You know,
Yes, it
yeah.
is awesome, and I'm very happy for you that you realize that at 24 because
Oh
it
yeah,
takes
for sure.
people a lot longer.
I already know. I got uncles and homeboys. You know, well not homeboys. I got uncles and friends and family that post up at the gas station at the corner store and all they do is drink beer or sit on crates under the that's Houston. That's if you go to Houston, you can meet 100 people in one day standing or sitting under a tree or at the gas station drinking a beer, telling a story about the life that they used to live and the things that they used to do and the things that they used to have. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So I grew up in that atmosphere around people that well woulda coulda shouldas or I used to have or I used to do this type of thing. And I just don't want to be that type of person.
Awesome. What legacy would you like to leave behind in this world?
Like my dad. I mean he was a good man. You know, people had their opinions on my father, but the 12 years that I had with my dad, I've always seen him work as hard as he could to make sure that me, my mom, and my little sister were good and we were straight. We had somewhere to live. We had food on our table. We had clothes on our back, and we had an education. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And he did that while trying to mask his personal injuries and mental. I think he went through a lot of depression as well, especially after the death of my mom. 'Cause my mom got killed first, and I remember like it was yesterday. He got out the hospital and came home, and he was like, um, "I miss her." You know what I mean? And I'm like, "Don't do that to me, because you always been strong in my life. Don't break down now. I don't need you to break down because I haven't broken down yet. You know, I still can't. I can't tell you that I sat here and cried about the death of my parents because I didn't look at it as death. I looked at it as new life for them because they weren't Like I said, a lot of people have a lot of opinions on my parents, but I seen them through the good, the bad, and the ugly. So I can say that their good outweighed their bad and their ugly. Honestly,
Hmm.
yeah, they just went through a lot growing up and before I was born that held them back from being who their legacy, meant to be. They were meant to be something totally stronger, but you know, they just didn't reach it, and it's
When
okay.
when you told me that you had lost both of your parents, I
Yeah,
actually know that you were so young. That's that's a lot.
yeah. My mom died. She got killed when I was 9, and my dad had a heart attack right beside me when I was 11. That was like a year and a half apart. It was crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, I never cried though. I never cried. And it's not because of a man thing or nothing like that, macho. It's just that, like I said, I see it as new life. Because when I think of them, I don't think about the times my mama whooped my ass or the
Hmm.
times my daddy was cussing me out, and put me on point. I think about the good things, but the struggles that we went through, because the struggles always were good. Like, it didn't matter if we didn't have lights in the house, we still had a house. You see what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like, it didn't matter if we didn't have the freshest clothes on, we still had clothes. And it's because of the sacrifices that they took. I remember my mama telling me, she was like, go ahead and eat. I don't need to eat. I'll be all right. You know what I mean? And shit like that. Like, that most people are selfish nowadays. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
They're selfish. They're not willing to take risks like that. My mom used to also tell me and my sister get in a fight, she'll be like, go hug your sister, kiss your sister on the cheek, and tell her you love her, because that's all you got. She used to tell me that. She go sleep with your sister, go lay down now, and we go, and I had to sleep in her room if we fight. You know, so she always showed us how important that we had to be towards each other, because we all we got. So
You see this? You see this comment?
yeah, for sure, most definitely. That's how I feel. They did their job while they were here. Yeah, they did their job while they were here. Nah, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. They didn't die though. Their
No.
bodies just expired.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. My mama actually, she right there. I got it right there in the box. I ain't released it yet. And I'm when I go back to Texas next month, I'm gonna go to the VA grave site and go check out my pops. Yeah, they
Hmm.
didn't die though.
Well, um, this was interesting as I anticipated.
Yeah, for sure.
Is
I'm
there any?
telling you, hey man, look, I guarantee you, I give it 3 to 6 months. If we keep on pushing on and keep on keeping on, we gonna be all right. This right here is gonna be something. I don't know what, but people need to watch this. You know what I mean? People need to hear what we got to say. We gonna be good. We gonna be good. I'm definitely gonna lock you in, and I'm gonna send you my number, and we gonna chop it up, and hey, we gonna keep it pushing. Because honestly, I made a U to another reason. I don't want to work a 9 to 5 my whole life.
Hmm.
So I'm not gonna be able to sustain myself working in warehouses and driving forklifts and stuff like that my whole life. Your body not meant to do that. You know. By the time I'm in my early 30s, I'm trying to retire for life. No more working. I make a YouTube. I made my YouTube. Man, I think people YouTube is paying people to splurge and live life. Let me tell you, YouTube is giving people money, right?
Hmm.
Say I made $50,000 this month. My last video made 1 million views. I go buy a house and name it New House Tour. Praise God, or New House Tour. Just say New House Tour.
Hmm.
You gonna get another 1 million views, I guarantee you. Cause guess what? I'm gonna include in my video. I'm gonna include me talking about how YouTube has changed my life, how I can do it for you, and people gonna feel that story. You know what I mean? YouTube is paying for you to go on trips and make videos and vlogs. So you recording videos and putting it up on YouTube, people are gonna watch that. You know, they gonna watch that. So just keep on giving me my money, and I'm gonna keep on posting videos. Like it's simple. And I also thought of it like this. I make Snapchats every other day, long Snapchats. Why can't I make a video? It's not that hard.
Oh, you have a dope video. Cause I didn't get a chance to check out your channel that much either, but I tried to look at it a little bit, and your
Mhm.
editing is flawless.
My what?
Your editing
Oh, what about?
is flawless.
Hey, you want to know something crazy? It might blow your mind. I do everything off my phone that I'm holding right now,
Hey, I use my phone and my iPad.
for sure. Yeah, I got a camera, but I don't have a SD card yet, so I'm not gonna use it. And I'm gonna wait till I get a laptop or a computer.
Hmm. And now I'm on my laptop now because we're on StreamYard, and
Hmm.
StreamYard is kind of tricky. They just now just start letting you start a live from your phone, but I wanted to
Okay.
went smooth, so I didn't want to experiment with that.
Hmm.
But yeah, I think on that note, um, thank you for joining me, and yeah, I look forward to collaborating with you some more.
Yeah, for sure. Most definitely. Most definitely. But we got to do something in the past, man. I feel like we both got some more stuff to talk about, and it's we got a lot of we got some support, man. We got some support, and what like I like to say, not of 10 people, as long as I get to 2 or 3 people, you know what I mean, and I'm able to let them know that, hey, whatever you're going through right now, it's okay. You know what I mean. I just did my part, and I feel good about my contributions to your life, even if I don't know you. So I think we
Hmm.
did all right tonight. I'm gonna send you over my number on my real name, not my YouTube name,
Okay, all
and
right, man.
we can
Well,
keep get it going from there.
yeah, definitely. Um, Thank you, ladies in the chat. Um, you guys really do uh fuel the conversation, so
Hmm.
I appreciate the participation.
Yeah, for sure. Everybody have a blessed night. I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here, and uh, I'm gonna reach out to my folks that I seen up in the chat, and I'm gonna appreciate them because that small, that small participation means a lot to me.
Hmm. Me too.
All right, y'all have a blessed night.
Yes. Everybody have a blessed night.
All right.